Clucking like a chicken. Guys, that is the first thing I think about when somebody says, "Hey, let's go to Vegas and go to one of the hypnotist shows." Clucking like a chicken. I go, like, is that real? Is it not real? Um, yeah, we're gonna find out today. We're gonna talk about hypnotists, mindset coaches, weight loss, all these things that you might want to do when you talk to somebody. I want to believe, there is no doubt in my mind, I want to believe that I can be hypnotized and I can lose weight. I want to believe in tarot. I want to believe in the mindset because I do believe that mindset is important. I do believe that mindset is something that you've got to set an intention and it becomes real as long as you can get to it. I want to know, how do you get to it? I want you to know, how do you get to it? I've always wanted to explore all the things that we think are secret. The tarot, I want to explore the hypnosis. I want to explore those things that are mystical, right? So we are going to talk about those things today. We're going to talk about how can they be beneficial in our lives. I know that they can be. I want to be a part of it. You do not want to miss this conversation at all. Anyway, here we go. Hey guys, I am thrilled, excited, and I'm honored to welcome to the show today Jessi McAnelly. She's a certified hypnotist and the founder of Moon Hypnosis. Jessi's helped people, transform their lives by using hypnosis, mindset tools, and tarot hypnosis, which is a subject that I did not know about. We're going to learn about today. She's enabling them to become happier, healthier versions of themselves while pursuing their biggest dreams. Having overcome her own struggles with negativity, anxiety, and poor relationships with food. I feel you there. And body image. Jessi is on a mission to share the subconscious mind strategies that helped her break free. Let's dive into the world of hypnosis. Jessi McAnelly, how are you today?
I am doing wonderful, Michael. How's it going?
I'm fabulous. I'm so excited to ask you questions and learn from you. Let's let's start with my first thing. Are the shows in Vegas real? Like the hypnosis shows?
I knew you were going to ask me about that. So, Vegas shows with hypnosis,
Yeah.
yes, they are real. And what's interesting though is nobody can make you do anything that you don't on some level want to do. I'll give you a little secret behind the scenes. They're sort of filtering the people who might be good participants on stage, right? So the
Okay.
hypnotist on stage is doing a selection process, picking the people who want to be up there, want to have a good time, want to cluck like a chicken, do crazy stuff on stage. So,
Okay, so when you go to the Vegas shows, just so we can get this out of the way, because you are can I use the word therapist? You're somebody who actually does hypnosis in one-on-one sessions. And
right. Yep.
okay, those Vegas shows where people are clucking like a chicken or doing things that you think they normally wouldn't do, those are real. The people are not just actors up there doing those things.
Right. So they are, in a sense, saying yes to having that crazy experience on stage.
Uh-huh.
And on some level, they want to say yes to it. So they're giving over their sort of they're giving permission to be led into that experience. So
Okay.
as they go into that trance, they allow it to happen. So
So even though they're in front of tens or hundreds or maybe thousands of people, and even though normally in their lives they may not cluck like a chicken in front of that group of people, on stage, under the influence of hypnosis, they will cluck like a chicken.
under the influence of hypnosis, the influence of having a room full of people expecting you to do something, under the influence of somebody telling you what to do and you saying yes to it. Yeah, absolutely.
This is just fascinating to me. How did you get interested in hypnosis and like mindset tools and stuff like that?
Well, I used to be a transcriptionist, which means I used to listen to audio recordings and type them out.
Uh-huh.
For a while, I worked for a hypnotist and it started to get in my head. So I'm listening to these audio recordings, hearing all this positive mindset stuff and typing it out even. So it's really getting in my subconscious, right? Like really spending time with it.
Yeah. Like
And
is
then,
that what made you want to get into it then? That just typing it out and hearing
yeah,
from it?
I started noticing changes in the way I thought, in the way I behaved, in the way that I approached the world around me.
Uh-huh.
And actually saw a hypnotist to get out of a bad relationship. And
Okay.
seeing a hypnotist made it easy. Like, oh, this is what I want. I've just been resisting it, right?
Really? Uh,
Yes.
Okay, so getting out of the relationship, that wasn't, I mean, were you were on your way out of the relationship or out of it already? Was the hypnotist more the person who convinced you, or you convinced yourself through the hypnosis to get out of it and not
So
really long it? Tell me more.
So think of it this way. Say you want to make a change in your life, whether
I do.
that's to quit drinking, to leave a relationship, lose weight. There's that want to do it, but then there's like a part of you that's like scared or doesn't have the confidence. There's something underneath. We could think of that as resistance. And
Okay.
if you release that resistance, what do you think is going to happen?
You'll pick up the habit that you wanted to pick up if you get
E-
rid of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you're saying like the hypnosis helps you get rid of the resistance?
Yes. So you can think of, we can consciously want something all day long. We can think about all that we want. We can think, I want money. I want more money in my life. But if there's
Hmm.
any resistance there, if there's any resistance to having more money, you're preventing yourself from having more money. If there's any resistance on some level for losing weight, maybe it's you're subconsciously comfortable where you are.
Okay.
Then when you release that resistance, though, the change becomes so much easier. It becomes clear. The path forward becomes way clearer.
So how do you know what the resistance is? In other words, you get somebody into a hypnotic state, right? And is the hypnotist saying like, "Oh, there's a resistance to losing weight because you love food, or there's a resistance to getting over this relationship because you are afraid of being alone." Does the hypnotist do that, or do they somehow open your mind, you
Mhm.
open their mind to say, "You know what? I am tired of this relationship." How does it happen?
Yep. So a hypnotist is going to guide you to have your own sort of inside experience, right?
Okay.
And it may be that you have a flash of clarity, or it may be that you just deal with a certain sensation or feeling that you have inside.
Hmm.
And anything that you've got going on in your life, anything that you have been resisting in your life, there's a certain feeling that you get, is there not? When
Yeah.
you think about making that change, oh, it could be like a closed off feeling or a scared feeling inside. And when you deal with that feeling, then what's left?
Something new that you replace it with, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So hypnosis helps to relax the conscious thinking mind that's doing all the ruminating or obsessing or overthinking and getting to the root cause, which is a certain feeling that you've got. And the
Okay.
hypnotist doesn't have to know exactly what that feeling is or where it came from or why it's there or the whole history behind it, just that you have a feeling today.
Okay. Let's keep clearing up some misconceptions maybe about hypnotists and hypnotism. A lot of people, I'm not saying myself, uh, might think that once you are hypnotized, this person has control over you and make you do all kinds of things that you would never do in public. And that once you're out of the office, they can, like the Manchurian candidate, you can come back and like, you're going to fire a gun at this person. Talk to me,
All right. So, I had to clear the throat for that.
please do.
Hypnosis is a state of mind you go in and out of all day long. You ever driven down the highway and kind of get lost in a song you're listening to, or
Mhm.
maybe you're like thinking about your day ahead and then you arrive at your location, you're like, where did the last 10 minutes go?
Yep. I want
That's
to
a
say all the time, but that might be illegal. Yes.
that's a form of hypnosis. Or even when you're taking a walk outside, just enjoying nature and like sort of vibing with beautiful spring weather. We're about to have it. We're almost there. And you sort of just get kind of lost in an experience,
Yes.
like get carried away and swept into the music at a concert, all of that is sort of a form of hypnosis. You're vibing with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in a one-on-one setting with a hypnotist or in a group setting with other people also being hypnotized, you are saying yes to that experience, just like when you put on some headphones and get lost in some music, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have super magic powers. That would be amazing. I'd be a rich woman, you know.
Yes, you would.
But, you know, there's like this sort of misconception that hypnosis is like, oh, the hypnotist is going to cast a magic spell on you, when really you're the one casting the spell on yourself. You're casting the spell on yourself all day, every day. The hypnotist just helps you redirect that energy into what it is that you want rather than what it is that you don't want.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep a list of all these things because there are more questions that are piling up in my tiny little mind. I'm gonna talk about. I mentioned mindset at the beginning of the show also, and is there a correlation between hypnosis and mindset or not?
absolutely.
Okay.
So, hypnosis is it's like a combination of trance state or like a meditative state,
Mhm.
visualizing, affirmation. So all the things that you hear combined into one. Um, and mindset is trying to find my words here. Mindset is super important for getting you where you want to go, but mindset's also important for keeping you stuck where you are. And the whole idea with hypnosis is to get you unstuck from the same thought loop and into a different thought loop, right?
Okay.
So, uh, repeat your question for me. I'm not sure that I
I
answered it
just
right.
want to make sure. I want to look at the combination or what are the differences and the similarities between hypnosis and mindset. How do they work together, or how are they separate?
Gotcha. So, mindset, kind of like when you go to a hypnosis session, you're going to get mindset coaching in that discussion you have before you go into the actual hypnosis. The hypnosis is sort of the ratification of all of that intention setting and all of that mindset coaching that you did beforehand.
Uh huh.
And mindset, it's hard because it's kind of a nebulous term, right? Mindset.
Uh
You
huh.
know, everyone's in one. Everyone goes in and out of different mindsets. You go to work, you have work mindset. You go home, you have, you know, relaxation mindset, right?
Yeah.
Mindset is just what we do all the time,
Okay.
right? It's something that we have naturally.
So for someone who wants to lose weight, you've got to figure out what is their state of mind in terms of losing weight and what they're like at the state that they're at right now.
Right.
And then so you talk about that mindset first, and then you through hypnosis help them want to change that mindset about weight loss.
Yep. So think about if you have like a favorite cookie, let's,
Yes.
for instance, or a favorite candy bar or something. And you have all this emotional attachment to even the packaging that that candy bar is in.
Okay.
And when you work on the feelings around the attachments, the sort of feelings that come up when you think about, say, a Snickers bar or whatever it is for a particular person, what do you think happens when you sort of get curious about that feeling and begin to change that feeling? You could think of it like you're tuned into a certain radio station and then you change the tuner to listen to a different radio station. That's what
Okay.
hypnosis does. So now when you see Snickers bars, you're not getting that same signal. You're not getting that same emotional response to it that makes you go, I got to have a Snickers bar right now.
Right. So how long does it take to actually get that different programming for the Snickers bar? Because I've got one on the counter that I want to get right now.
Did I hit the nail on the head? That's so funny. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So how long does it take to get rid of that? I guess craving or thought pattern or mindset about the Snickers bar. How long does it take to do that?
For some people, it happens. Again, it's all about sort of the resistance that you've got inside. So, setting aside however long it takes to set aside the resistance, the change can happen really fast, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, I'll give you an example. I used to be a cocaine addict. I
Okay.
used to do cocaine every day, almost all day, just was so addicted to cocaine.
Yep. I've heard that. It's addictive.
And when I finally had a moment with myself, I realized I looked in the mirror, didn't recognize myself. I'm like, who am I? I'm shut off from people. I've been wanting to quit cocaine, but didn't feel brave enough to do it. And then I had a moment where I realized I could just walk away. I saw a hypnotist the next day. She helped me deal with that feeling of being scared to let it go, the feeling of being scared to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walked away from cocaine. Just walked away, like cold turkey, walked away from it.
Like
So,
one session with the hypnotist or
yes,
multiple sessions?
yes. Some changes do take multiple sessions. I don't want to sit here and say that it's, you know, all of your problems magically disappear in one session.
Uh-huh.
But each session can chip away at whatever resistance or feelings that you've been hanging on to that have prevented you from moving forward.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love to hear that story. That's the thing that I'm going from my Scully level 2 to my Mulder level 10. So, um, what you also use tarot in your one-on-one sessions. Um, how is tarot, how does it have anything to do with mindset and hypnosis and tarot? To me, they look like mindset, tarot, hypnosis, tarot. Okay, go.
Well, traditionally, when we think of tarot, it's like fortune telling, right?
Yes.
But really, I've got my deck right here. I'll just pick it up. They're just a collection of images, right?
Hmm.
A collection of images that, when you look at them, stir a feeling inside. Here we are back to feelings. And say, for instance, I had a client come to me saying, I keep getting into relationships over and over again that just end the same way, where I'm disappointed, they leave me, I get abandoned,
Hmm.
for instance. And I might have them focus all of their attention on a card. Notice the stability of the four pillars here,
Hmm.
the beautiful abundance of all of the flowers here, and basically get them into the emotional state that this card gives them. And it gives them a picture of something to visualize, not just in their minds, but emotionally, getting into the feeling of that card, um, which the mind, the subconscious speaks in images and feelings and maybe even sounds, but we try to control it with conscious thought.
Yep.
The way to make changes is by feelings, images, pictures, sounds, using it basically as a tool to get underneath the conscious thought and sort of emotionally visualize what your life would be like. Get into that feeling of already having that feeling of stability in relationships, right?
Yes. Do you let them pick the card, or do you pick the card, or is it a random card, or you just pick one and goes like, I'm picking this one because I think that the fool is right. I think that the king is right, the joker or whatever.
We do it anyway. Like, sometimes I'll pick a card for somebody, sometimes I'll have them pick a card. Sometimes I'll have them look through the deck and pick something specific that
Okay.
calls out to them. It's tarot is just an intuitive tool to use
Okay.
in the tool belt. Hmm.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And actually, the way that you explain it, it almost is. I could see how, because a lot of psychics use tarot also, how using the tarot then as a way to understand someone's feelings might be super useful, or
Yeah,
even getting them to understand their own feelings. So yeah, I'm loving this um, for therapy. I suppose that's the way to look at it. Um, and so visualization is actually probably super helpful in your work too. Then
absolutely. Yeah.
okay.
And visualization is one of those words that's another nebulous sort of word, right? Like, visualize, some people tell me I can't visualize, I don't see pictures in my head, but visualization is not necessarily, we're not monks in the mountain, we don't have to hold still the image of a candle in our minds. That's not the idea. It's like getting waves of it, like, oh, what would it be like, even just talking, I can say, what would it be like to stand on a beautiful beach with
Mhm.
rolling waves and people around you and the sun is shining, like, as I'm saying it, you are visualizing it, whether you realize it or not, whether your like focused attention is on it or not.
Yeah. What do you want people to come away with? Because we've talked about everything from, skepticism and Vegas shows to therapy and tarot. And what do you want people to walk away with and know about hypnotism and about its effect on
That
mankind?
you are doing hypnosis all the time. Why not do it intentionally? You can use tools all around you. One of the tools I like to use is tarot cards. You
Okay.
know, you can find, allow yourself to be inspired by the world around you. And hypnosis is something you're doing all the time, right?
Right.
Make yourself aware of it so you can catch yourself and do it just a little bit better.
I love that.
Yeah.
So be a little more conscious when I'm driving.
Notice the
Hey,
thoughts when you catch yourself in that state, like, oh, here I am in that highway hypnosis.
that's good. Hey, we're going to do a little bit out of the box. We're going to play this or that. I'm going to
Ooh,
ask you a couple of questions. You can pick A or B. You cannot pick neither, or you cannot pick both. And when you get to the ones where you go, like, Michael, I can't decide, you can go ahead and explain yourself.
sounds good.
Okay. Mm, tarot reading. What about tarot reading for career or love?
Ooh, both have a lot of feelings
See, there's
involved.
that both thing.
Tarot reading for
Career or
love.
love? Love. Okay. Coffee or tea for a hypnosis session prep?
For me,
Yeah,
coffee.
coffee. Okay. Face-to-face sessions or online sessions?
I actually love online sessions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you can get the same uh, benefits. One can get the same benefits from having an online session.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
At a
I
certain point, you close your eyes and go inside. So,
okay. Um, let me see. Hypnosis for relaxation or motivation?
ooh, I'm going to say relaxation because it can be motivating.
Okay. How about tarot decks? You like modern decks or traditional decks?
I prefer traditional decks.
Okay. Um, let me see. Journaling exercises or visualization exercises?
Um, I'm going to say visualization because visualization can include journaling.
Okay. And then how about group hypnosis workshops or one-on-one sessions?
Ooh, that's tough. They're both beneficial.
Uh-huh.
Group sessions,
Group
one on
sessions?
one, if you want to really get to it quickly, you want to, resolve the issue you've got going on quickly. Group sessions are great for motivation, having that community, but working one on one is going to get you the fastest results.
Okay. How about hypnosis to quit smoking or hypnosis for weight loss?
Hmm. Hypnosis for weight loss.
Thank you. I'll be calling you next week. We didn't talk about pendulums, but people see like the little things going back and forth. But pendulum work or tarot for decision making?
Tarot.
Tarot, okay.
Yep.
Um, affirmations or subliminal messages?
Hmm. Ooh, affirmations.
Okay, I got one more. This one is out there a little bit for the tarot guys. Exploring past lives or manifesting future goals through hypnosis.
I do more the manifesting side of things.
Okay.
Although there's a lot of benefit for, exploring that concept of past lives.
Okay. So I like that. We'll start with the weight loss. Okay. I want people to be able to stay in touch with you. They definitely can do that through your website, Moon Hypnosis. How'd you come up with that, by the way, Moon Hypnosis?
I am a Cancer, so
Okay.
I am ruled by the moon, and I've just really connected with the moon as sort of a visualization tool, a sort
Okay.
of I connect with the moon. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
that's where I came up with it.
Okay. And then you've also got your YouTube channel, Moon Hypnosis. I will be checking those out. I love the fact that you were on here today, cleared up some things, got me to think about those guys clucking like chickens on stage and whether it's real or not. And we'll definitely have to do some more talking. Thank you so much for being on. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
All right. See you in the future. Bye-bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.